What's up, everybody? Hi. How you doing? Happy hump day. Child, I did something today I have not done in so long, baby. I had to bump this hair up because I couldn't get my stylist wasn't doing hair today, honey. I told y'all my hairdresser is semi-retired, okay? She is semi-retired, which means that she's semi-be working, okay? So I had to pull out my flat irons, honey, and bump these ends up a little bit. Y'all know I'm on my way out the door in a few minutes. So how it look? It look all right? Got bump it okay? I got a little bend to the ends. Got a little bend to the ends. I saw my girl Cruiser drop down. Now Cruiser don't drop down a lot. But Cruiser, if you still here, girl, give me your phone. And she know what I mean. She know why I said it, and she know what I mean. Give me your phone. Right here. Hand it over now. Happy Founders Day to the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. I have a lot of D9 in my life. And usually it be them deltas that tear my timeline up. But baby, let me tell y'all something. This year, I don't know if it's the Kamala Harris effect or what, but this year, baby, that pink and green is tearing my timeline up. Do you hear what I'm telling you? Today, y'all have been tearing my timeline up. Do you, baby? I'm wondering if maybe it's because I'm not really on Facebook as much. I'm wondering if all my deltas are over on Facebook because I don't go over to Facebook like that. Like, I hardly ever go to Facebook. So maybe that's where all my delta friends are. Because, baby, when I tell you them Akas then took over my timeline today, baby. So happy Founders Day to you ladies. Enjoy your day. Hope you guys are out partying and skiing all over town. I got to call my niece. You know, she's an Aka, honey. I got to wish her a happy Founders Day. So look, y'all know I'm on my way out the door. But, baby, I said I wasn't going to come down here today. But the people been cutting up. So I had to come down here and talk to y'all for a few minutes before I head out the door. Now, I really didn't have nothing to wear. So I have this, this is one of the things. I've had this sweater in my closet. I'm probably not exaggerating. I've had this, it's a sweater, but it's, you know, you just got the holes in it. I've had this thing in my closet for probably, I'm going to say probably about 4 years. This is the second time I've worn it. 4 years. Second time I've worn it. So anyway, moving right along. Cajun, you said one more time, I'm timing you out. You said one more time, I'm timing you out. 3 tribe meetings in 3 days. I know, Montrez. I know. But let's get into some things because I do have to get out of here. Y'all, I was going to Uber because the event is at the Howard Theater and there's no parking there. So I was going to Uber. Baby, why the Uber from my house? When I checked earlier this week, the Uber was like $50, which was still a little steep because that's really $100 round trip. But I was like, okay, because I probably saved that in tickets and in parking, trying to park in DC. I went to go schedule the Uber today to pick me up at 6:15 because the doors open at 7. Baby, that thing says $70-something. I said, say what? 70 what? $70-something. And again, that was one way, baby, the round trip. I said, nah. So what I'm going to do is drive to my parents' house. My parents live like 15 minutes from the Howard Theater. I'm going to drive to my parents' house and get an Uber from there because that Uber is going to probably cost me about $15 versus, you know, why didn't you pre-schedule yesterday? Because, well, the price still would have been the same, wouldn't it? Thank you, just simply. The price wouldn't have been the same. Wouldn't it have been the same? So, and I do think that if I do the what's the lower tier Uber? The lower tier Uber is like $50-something. But that's, let me tell y'all something. And I know y'all getting ready to say I'm bougie. I know y'all getting ready to be like, they go really be being bougie. But whenever I do, I told y'all the last time I did that lower tier Uber, what picked me up? Baby, the last time I did that lower tier Uber, baby, it was a minivan with a big old dent on the side. And when I got inside of it, it smelt like wet dog. I said, oh no, ma'am, I'm not doing this again. So y'all can call me bougie if you want to. But the last time I did that lower tier Uber, baby, that's what showed up. So I got to do at least some comfort. The comfort Uber. And the comfort Uber was $70-something. Try Lyft. You know what? I did hear that Lyft is a little bit better. Look at Cruz talking about some car. She ain't getting on that low tier car. I've done it before. Was it at least a Chrysler Pacifica? I don't remember what it was. But baby, I thought that bumper was going to fall off while I was on that. I said, this bumper going to fall off while I'm in this car. Baby, I said, this bumper is going to fall off while I am in this car. So no disrespect. I ain't mad at people. Get your hustle on. Get in where you fit in. But baby, I'm just telling you, it was not for me. It's a no for me, dog. And also this way, if I'm hungry or something on the way home, I can stop and give me something to eat. Like I can go say hi to my mama and my daddy. It's all good. It's all good. That way, if I'm ready to leave, I ain't got to wait. Because, the further out you are, sometimes you got to wait, see if somebody want to take that Uber. Bobo said, them prices, I'll come pick you up. Bobo, you should have. Bobo live in the area. You could have came and got me, boo. Right. Then I'm come get out the car smelling like wet dog. I said, So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So the doors open at 7. So I'm going to probably walk out the house no later. When I get off of here, because I'm ready. I have everything on except for my shoes. So I just need to put my shoes on and make sure I have everything in my purse because, I'm changing purses. So make sure I have everything in my purse and then I'm going to be out. I'm going to be out. Did I report them? Child, I didn't. No. I didn't even think about reporting it. I mean, I gave them like a 1 star or a 0 star, whatever the lowest star was, what I gave them. But I didn't report. I didn't even think about that, Candy. To be honest with you, I honestly didn't think about it. Yeah, I don't use Uber. The only 99.9% of the time when I use Uber is when I'm out of town. I very seldom use Uber here unless I'm doing like this, unless I'm going downtown, going into the city or whatever, or I'm going to be drinking and I don't want to drive. What's the event at the Howard Theater? I'm going to see T.S. Madison. Really be your off today? I went to work. I came home, jumped in the shower real quick, bumped up these ends, and now I'm talking to y'all, and then I'm going to head on out. So, yeah, like I said, I want to get out of here no later than 5:30, 5:45. Then I'll probably get to my parents' house about 6:30, 5:45, and then I'll take the Uber. And I'll be there at 7 o'clock when the doors open. Y'all know I like to be places when the doors open. Anyway, I always use Lyft, and I use Lyft Pink. It's for women and use the highest and safest rated drivers. Let me see what Uber gonna charge. I mean, what Lyft. I haven't used Lyft in a long time. Let me see what Lyft is gonna charge me. Let's see. Because you know what? I usually check both, but I think when I saw that price, I just was like, Lord, I ain't used Lyft in so long, I got to update it. Not Howdy. Okay, let me see. Where am I going? Hold on. I don't want to go now. Let me see. If I go, I want to go at 6:15. 6:15 today. Let me see. Where do I want to go? I want to go to the Howard Theater. Let me see the Howard Theater. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what Lyft gonna charge me. Oh, wait a minute now, Lyft. Oh no. Ooh, Lyft. Oh, ooh. Lyft about the same price. Yeah, Lyft is about the same price. Actually, the standard is higher than Uber. And then the XL is $90. The extra comfort is $70. And then black is $156 and black SUV is $170. Yeah, so it's all good. I just drive to my mama's house. It's all good. Yeah. Now you almost in Philly. Right. You would think I am, right? But I'm really not. But I am on the other side of town from the Howard Theater. Like it's a distance. Anyway, I used Lyft for my wedding and saved about $400. You know what? We did that for my sister. We did an Uber Black for my sister for her wedding. That's exactly what we did. We did Uber Black. And it was, like you said, saved a lot of money and it was cool. And that's what we used. We used Uber Black to the wedding and from the wedding to, because her wedding and reception was in the same building. And to, from the reception to where she was honeymooning. They went to the harbor the night after they got married. They went to the harbor. So from the church where she got married to the harbor, that's what we did. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Miss Pretty Amazing. Thank you. All right, y'all, let's get into this so we can get into these things. But yeah, I'm just going to do that. And that way, like I said, I can leave when I want to. I mean, I have a little bit more control. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, if I'm hungry when I leave there or whatever, I can do all of that. So I ain't tripping. It's all good. Moving right along, let's get into these things. I was going to talk about this on yesterday. Caesar from Black Ink Crew. A lot of y'all probably may or may not remember the show Black Ink Crew that came on MTV. And then you had Caesar, and it was Black Ink Crew Chicago, Black Ink Crew LA. And the show was canceled a few years ago. And he was just ordered to pay $112,000. Was it VH1? I thought it was MTV. Okay, VH1. He was just ordered to pay $112,000 in unpaid wages to a former employee. Now, let me say this, y'all. I think that according to the employee, she was trying to change her lifestyle. She said she used to be a dominatrix, and she used to be, a ex worker, SEX worker. Did I hear Lord Jamar, the rapper, thinks the earth is flat and he don't believe in gravity? I can't. I just can't entertain it. Now, we know that Little Caesar, I keep wanting to call that man Little Caesar. We know that Caesar, basically his fall from grace was when a video went viral of him beating a dog. And y'all know how people feel about their animals. And I'm not saying that nobody shouldn't beat on their animals, but I found it real interesting that when his daughter went live talking about how he assaulted her, how he put his hands on her, like that ain't what got him fired from the show. Now, we were mad. But that ain't what got him fired from the show. What got him fired from the show was him beating up a dog. But I digress. Moving right along. Here's what I don't understand, y'all. Now, allegedly, the lady filed the paperwork down to the place where you file that kind of paperwork, down to the place where you file that kind of stuff. And his response was, I don't know that lady. This lady showed up with all types of paperwork and documentation of her working for him, working in his Atlanta shop. He then said, oh, you talking about her? Oh, she was just there to film the show. That didn't have nothing to do with me. That was between her and VH1 or whoever the production company is. She never worked for me. She worked on the show. And so I don't owe her no money. Baby, that lady showed up with documentation. Can y'all please stop? I really need y'all to stop. You thought that was gonna work? Oh, I don't know her. Oh, wait a minute, I do know her, but she wasn't working for me. So not only did she win her lawsuit, but she said, listen, I encourage everybody that he owes money to go do the same thing I did because it looked like it was easy. And she got $112,000. Well, she was awarded. She ain't got it yet. But she was awarded $112,000. And my thing is this. She said it's a whole lot of people he not paying. So I just feel like, Caesar, just go. I really feel like just pay that woman and go on somewhere and hope don't nobody else come behind her. Hope nobody else come behind her. You would have been better off showing up with paperwork saying, listen, she did work for me, but she didn't work for me as many hours as she's saying she did, or this isn't what we agreed to. This is what we agreed to. But for you to just be like, I don't know her. Like, when are y'all going to learn that does not work? Trey Songz is begging the judge now, talking about he got an $11 million judgment against him from that cop that said that he was allegedly assaulted trying to protect his wife. Trey Songz never responded to the lawsuit, and so now, you know, he won a default judgment of $11 million, and now he begging the judge, talking about something he never knew about the lawsuit until the judgment. Mr. Songz, Mr. Trey Songz, excuse me, sir. Can you explain to me how you say you never knew about this lawsuit when we knew about this lawsuit? You know how we knew about this lawsuit? Because when the lawsuit was filed, the blogs picked it up. You know why the blogs picked it up? The blogs picked it up because you're Trey Songz. You are a singer celebrity. So the blogs picked it up. And people like myself and the Shade Room and Neighborhood Talk and Mims and all these other people that report on celebrity news, we talked about it. And you know what else we did, Mr. Songz? Some of us actually read through the lawsuit of what this man was alleging you did with his wife and what happened to him and how he was assaulted. So I need to understand, sir, how you didn't know nothing about this lawsuit and we knew about the lawsuit. Can you please explain that to us? Now, I can see if he said, I was never properly served. That's a different conversation for a different day. If you say I was never properly served, there you go. That's a different conversation. And you may not have been, sir. You may not have been properly served. Whatever the state of whatever this was filed, you may not have been. But to say you didn't know nothing about it, sir, I'm going to call bullshit. That's what I'm going to have to do with that. So moving right along. So that's the update on that. Now, allegedly, Melody is giving all signs to indicate Love and Marriage Huntsville child. Allegedly, formerly Melody Holt, now she's Melody Cherie or Melody Rogers, the rumor is, the word on the curb is that she has left or is quitting Love and Marriage Huntsville. She has taken Love and Marriage Huntsville out of her bio on social media. She has also been posting very cryptic messages on her Instagram story, messages like free, finally free, freedom. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember all the things she said, but I'm free now. And, you know, certain Bible quotes as it relates to being free and that kind of stuff. I don't know if she is or she isn't. I'm just going to be honest. At this point, none of us really know. But what I will say is, I think it's time. I really think it's time. And I don't mean that in any mean way. I don't have any ill will towards Melody. I don't feel no kind of way. But I think it's time for Melody to bid farewell. You really don't like none of them people. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm not judging you for it. They're not your friends. None of those people on the show are friends to you. You don't like any of them. You clearly don't really enjoy filming with them. And so with that being said, I am okay with you making this decision. If that's the decision that you're making. I know some people are like, she shouldn't leave because she helped start the show. You know, but sometimes it's okay to still walk away. Like, just because you help create something does not mean that it is what you create. First of all, Melody's vision for this show is not what this show has become. Melody's vision for this show, I believe, was more of a HGTV type show showing Black builders. You know, like, it was more of that thing, right? That is not what this is. So yes, I get it that she gets credit. I get it that she's an EP on paper because she ain't got no power. But at the end of the day, what's up, Chuck? Thank you, boo. Look at Chuck. Look at Chuck. My hands on the ground working things out for the Books and Bourbon tour. Bro Bourbon Distillery. Yes, we going to the Bro Bourbon Distillery. Y'all listen. If y'all didn't know, for those of you that don't know, weren't here, didn't hear, because you know we always have different people coming in and out. It's 200 of y'all in here. Well, I'm sorry, it's 159 of y'all in here now. I know I'm a little earlier than my normal time, and it's all good. We are working on a Books and Bourbon tour. It'll be in the fall. I do not have the exact date. It'll be in the city of Louisville. I love saying that name. I love saying Louisville. It'll be in the city of Louisville. If you are a book lover or you are a bourbon lover or you just want to hang out with the crew, just start putting $20 aside, okay? Just put $20 a payday aside so you have a nice little nest egg. So when I say these are the dates and this is the month, this is the package, because I'm trying to put together a package for y'all that will include the hotel, distillery, prices for the distillery, and a swag bag, right? I'm trying to put together something for us. I'm working on it. Worst case scenario, I'll just block off some hotel rooms and we'll figure the rest out. But I'm trying to put together a nice little package. We're working on it. And Chuck is helping me out. Thank you, boo. All right, moving right along. Thank you, Don Boo. Hey, I've also linked the American Red Cross to this. We are on pace to meet our goal. You guys, we have over $400 raised. This fundraiser is going to last for 30 days. So I appreciate you guys again. We're raising money for the American Red Cross to try to do what we can to help the victims with the California fires. So whatever you give, 100% of that goes to American Red Cross. YouTube is going to pay all of the transaction fees. So there'll be nothing taken out of what is raised. And I set a goal of $1,500 and it's a 30-day fundraiser. So we are already at $400 and we are on day 4. So we can do that. Like, if we can do that pace, we'll exceed our goal. But certainly doing $100 a day, we'll definitely, hopefully meet our goal. So if you know, and again, everybody can't give and everybody doesn't want to give. You may be doing your own thing. You may not be doing anything at all. And I don't want anybody to feel pressured to do anything, but I appreciate those who are doing something. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Lord, if Cajuns show up to this Books and Bourbon, it's going to be a whole situation. But once I get everything in place, I'll definitely put it all out there. But right now, just know it'll be in the fall. It's definitely going to happen. The Louisville Book Festival is 100%. They are 100% planning to do it. This will be the 4th year. If they do it, it'll be the 4th year. And they usually do it in the month of October. But I do not have an exact date yet. So that's why I say the fall. But they usually do it in the month of October. So just keep that on your calendars. Like I said, say $20 a payday. Put it to the side. And then, you know. Okay. All right. Also, I think I saw Chase Bank and it's Chase Bank and there's another bank that they are I'm sorry. They are relaxing their mortgage payments for LA residents who have been impacted by the fire. So as it relates to your mortgage, even if you have not directly been impacted, even if your house has not directly been impacted, just look into it and see if it's your mortgage company and if you qualify. Please and thank you. Okay. All right. Listen, y'all better use what you got. The people gonna help you out with your mortgage. People help you out with your mortgage. If it's in October, it will be my official birthday trip. Oh shit! Shucks. Yes. If it's in October, it will be Abby's birthday Books and Bourbon tour. Abby's birthday Books and Bourbon tour. Look at that. Look at how that thing just flows. Yes, that'll be fun. That'll be a good time because Abby loves books. That'll be a good time, y'all. I'm looking forward to it. Really be what were your conspiracy theories about the... Oh, okay. See, I forgot to tell y'all yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and say that. Bank of America. Thank you, Ravine. It's JP Morgan and Bank of America. Thank you, boo. Let me say this. And I said this last night on my Real Housewives of Beverly Hills review, so I'm going to say it again here. Here was my conspiracy theory. Now, work with me, y'all. Work with me. I'm not saying this to be in any way insensitive to anybody that's going through anything down to the LA, okay? So please understand that. Oh, thank you, Tarshell. I can't see the donations from here, you guys. So thank you, mods, for dropping that in the chat. Thank you, Ebby, for saying that. Thank you, Tarshell, for your donation. I appreciate it. I can't see the donations. So that's why I don't want anybody to think I'm not appreciating or I'm not acknowledging. I can't see it on StreamYard. Just like I can't see when somebody gives a membership, I can't see who got it. I can't see people making donations. So thank you to anybody. Hold on, let me look. Thank you, Tarshell. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. So here's my conspiracy theory. I saw something and I said I was going to try to find that article. I do not know what the article is. I tried to Google the article, but I saw an article that was speaking on it was speaking on the land, like the land at Altadena and Pasadena, the land that is being engulfed actually right now. And they were speaking about the Olympics and how a lot of this land that is being burnt was land that the city of Los Angeles wanted to repurpose. We know that's a fancy word. Repurpose is a fancy word. They wanted to repurpose for the Olympics. And I have been seeing a lot of, especially people like Tina Knowles and Yvette Brown posting about do not sell your land, telling the people of Altadena, the people of Pasadena, the people in a lot of these working class communities that might have a harder struggle and a harder uphill battle to rebuild, do not sell, because they said that the developers are swooping in like vultures. The developers are swooping in like vultures. And they were like, do not sell, right? And I'm not saying that all of this was done on purpose. Please know that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that we know that some of these fires are being set on purpose. That's been proven, right? Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. If y'all say no, that for the people who live out in LA, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. But some of these fires are being set on purpose. So I was just like, when I thought about it, I was like, I forgot about the Olympics. I said, that's interesting. Des Hop says, I don't believe that's true, and I hope not. A lot of the foreigners were looking to go to California, especially Compton and Inglewood. All right, I'm not making the connection, Des. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't believe that's true, and I hope not. A lot of the foreigners, I don't know what that means. A lot of the foreigners were looking to go to California, especially Compton and Inglewood. I don't understand what you're saying. So what I'm saying, so to complete my thought, now a lot of these developers are trying to get a lot of this land for cheap, free, whatever. And they're the winners, right? Now, the flip side that I said yesterday as well, the flip side of this is, and again, y'all, I'm not saying this to be insensitive to what people are going through, but because of the Olympics, because of all the things that are coming to LA, the Olympics, World Cup, Super Bowl, the World Championship games, because of that, there's going to be a rush to get the city back in order. There's going to be a rush to get these neighborhoods rebuilt, these houses rebuilt, all of that, because we got to put on a show for the world, right? We got to put on a show for the world. Now, I have seen articles where people are saying that LA might lose the Olympics, But I don't think any decisions are going to be made about the Olympics until the fires are 100% out and they are able to do a total assessment of the damage and figure out how long, like what they can get done, right? I do not think there's not going to be any decision made about the Olympics right now. They're going to wait until, like I said, all of this is done and they can totally make a full assessment. Okay. Des Hop said, no connection. My main point is I don't believe that's true. And I think outsiders want to see the real California, not the done up version. Oh, okay. Brandy said they're looking for land to build smart cities. Kay just said, I said that too. Even if Biden gives them money, it's not enough to rebuild their homes and redo the land. Yeah. So again, you guys, that was just my conspiracy theory. Again, I don't want anybody to think I'm being insensitive to them or to what people are dealing with. Please, please, please. But it just made when I remembered the Super Bowl and I was like, wait a minute. Again, I'm not saying that the fires were set on purpose. I'm saying that we know that there are people out there that are, because I was trying to figure out why are people just deliberately setting fires? Like, why are people just deliberately trying to destroy? That's the part I couldn't wrap my brain around. But now I'm like, okay. You know what I mean? Now I'm kind of wrapping my brain around some of that, right? But anyway, that was my conspiracy theory. You getting ready to go out with Selena Johnson? Okay, baby, you better go see Selena in concert. Selena gives a good show, I've heard. I've heard Selena gives a good show, honey. All right, so that's that. That was my conspiracy theory. Moving right along. So, like I said, Melody Cherie, I think it's time for her to go. I really think it's time for the show to go, but I damn sure think it's time for her to do something else. Like, you clearly have other options and other things you can do, and I think you should. I think, oh, y'all are good friends? You good friends with Selena. I might have to talk to you, girl. Maybe I can get an interview. You think she'll do an interview with me? You think she'll let moi interview her? Thank you, Tasha, baby. I had to pull out the bumpers. I ain't bumped my own hair. I think the last time I put heat on my own hair was when we were in Atlanta, Abby. And actually, Abby did it. I still didn't do it. Abby did it. Remember, Abby, we had to go down to the beauty supply store and buy me some flat irons because my hair was, I don't know what happened to my hair that we had to make an emergency trip down to the we had to make an emergency trip. Child, we had to make an emergency trip down to the beauty supply store. Abby, and like I said, even then, Abby did it. What happened to my? What were we? What's that? Was that the Boss Baby Awards weekend? Child, me and Abby have been to Atlanta so many times now. I can't remember why we were there. Maybe she lives on YouTube. Well, ask her tonight. You know, in between cocktails, say, "Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey." You know, one of my YouTube friends want to know if you would come over to her channel and bless her with an interview. You think it was raining? Maybe that's what it was. I can't remember what it was, but I remember we ran down to that beauty supply store and got me some bumpers. So that was the last time I put heat to my own hair. So, but thank you, Tarshelle. Thank you, boo. And I had to do it real quick because I had to come down here and finish getting dressed because literally all I have one. I'm ready to walk out the door except for my shoes. Like I put my shoes on and boo. Let me find out Abby will do hair on the trip. Let me tell you something. Abby will do hair, makeup. She'll be your stylist. Yes, Cruiser. And listen, Cruiser, Abby might be traveling with us soon now. If we put something together for next summer, Abby will probably be there, honey. Quiet as kept and loud as it is. The next time you are here in ATL, I can take you and Abby to dinner. We're going to be in ATL in April. I can tell you we're going to be for the Boss Baby Awards. We're going to be in ATL for April. Oh, Abby, I got to call you and tell you. I'll tell you something. I already know. I already know what I'm wearing. I ain't gonna say it publicly yet, but I gotta tell you. All right, moving right along. But yeah, Brown Mama, let's just keep in touch. Hit me up in my IG and we'll schedule it. Because I don't know all the details yet. I just know we'll be there for that weekend. I thought you were going next month for Scotty. Oh no, I never said that. No, I never said that. Oh, thank you. Dun, you coming? Oh, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. No, Scotty's birthday weekend. I'm gonna be with Cruiser actually. The weekend that Scotty is having his birthday, I'm going to already be out of town. I'm gonna be with Cruiser. We're gonna be cruising with Cruiser. So yeah. So no, I won't. I'm upset. I'm mad. I wish I could, cause y'all know that's my boo. Y'all know Scotty's my boo. But yeah, that's the weekend that he's doing his birthday is Super Bowl weekend, and I'm already committed. I'm gonna already be out of town, honey. All right, let's see what the rest of these people talk about. Yes, Cruiser, we gonna be. Listen, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do my hair for. I have to figure out what I'm gonna do for my hair for the cruise. I don't feel like doing braids. I don't know. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for my hair for that. Anyway, moving right along. All right, Starbucks said that y'all can no longer come in their establishment and sit around and work from home and have your business meetings with your startup LLC and have your club meetings and book club meetings. They said you can't do all of that unless you buy something, and you got to keep buying something. You can't come in there and buy that one, venti Americano with the double shot of espresso and sit there for 8 hours. They said, no, ma'am, we can't do that anymore. Okay, from here forward, okay, you can't just come in here and just take up space in our establishment. Now, this is a question that I have for you, Starbucks. What was that hurting? Like, was it a problem? Like, were people fighting over tables? Like, were y'all having to put people out because they was, pulling up with blankets and like? I'm not understanding. Why y'all change? That's been y'all policy for 500 years. Now all of a sudden, now y'all want people. Y'all, that's all right. They're just gonna run across the street to the Panera. That's all they're gonna do. They're just gonna go over to Panera. So anyway, just so y'all know, they just getting greedy. They say y'all can't just come in there and just camp out no more. What am I gonna do if my Commanders go to the Super Bowl? I'm gonna be obnoxious as hell on that boat. Ah! Baby, I am going to be obnoxious as hell on that ship. Do you understand me? Because let me tell you something. If my Commanders mess around and beat the Lions and then mess around and beat the Eagles, you won't be able to tell me shit. I promise you that. Baby, you won't be able to shut me up. I'm going to be so damn obnoxious, Cruiser might throw me overboard. Ah! Baby, Cruiser might throw me overboard. I'm going to be so damn obnoxious. Do you understand me? Let me tell y'all something. I'm a Commanders fan, but I'm a football fan. So I can do two things at the same time. Thank you, Sierra Boo. I can do two things at the same time because I'm a Commanders fan, but I'm a football fan. Baby, we can't beat them. We can't beat both them teams. We just can't. I don't think we can. I don't think we have enough arsenal, enough in the arsenal to beat a healthy Detroit team and a healthy Eagles team. Because, baby, if we get past Detroit this weekend, we still got to get past the Eagles. And I just don't think we now, do I think we're laying the foundation to become a juggernaut of a team? Absolutely. Absolutely. Baby, we stay healthy and we plug in a couple of holes in this off season and we keep our coaching staff. Oh, y'all don't want to see us next year. But I'm being honest, as a football fan, let me tell you something. At some point, the Cinderella story has to end. We've won our last 4 games in the last minute of the game. It makes for exciting football. But teams like Detroit and the Eagles don't sit around and let you play. They don't play with you. Yeah, and I like the Lions. I mean, I don't want the Lions to beat us, but it is what it is. Not fly, Eagles fly now. Okay, now. All right, let me go. My Pats are at the house. Yes. We just need Kansas City to lose, rooting for everyone else. I know that's right. And the funny thing is, I like the Bills. I like the Ravens. I'm happy for Detroit. Detroit's never won a Super Bowl. I am happy for Detroit. I remember when the Detroit Lions fans used to show up with brown paper bags on their heads. Like, I remember that. The Eagles, I mean, they're in my division, so I spend the whole year hating them. So it's kind of like, But I wouldn't be mad to see Jalen Hurts win a Super Bowl. Like, I wouldn't be mad about it. Okay, thanks, boo. I'm about to do it. I'll do it now. Give me a second. The only team that I don't want to see go to the Super Bowl is the Kansas City Chiefs, to be honest with you. Chuck said I'm a Bears fan, so I'm pulling for the command. I know that's right, Chuck. I know that's right. All right, y'all, let me finish getting this because I said I was going to be off of here by 5:15, honey. Let me finish doing this. Y'all know how y'all can get me all tight. And I know Cruising, that'll be talking about football. Cruising and perked up. She done perked up now that we start talking about football, honey. Cruiser is a football fan, too. I've been trying to get my girls on here to talk about football. We ain't been able to link up our schedules, honey. We have not been able to link up our schedules. Abby, you doing a workout video? Why does Abby's lives show up, but El Teddy's don't? Ain't that crazy? Interesting. Oh, Lord. There it is right there. Okay. All right. The redirect is set up. So when we leave here, we're going to go over to El Teddy's house. The redirect is set up, boo. Brown Mama said you're a football fanatic. Listen, I love finding other women that love football, especially us that love football. Yes. I'm going to see T.S. Madison. Going to see the T.S. of the Madison. All right. So let's get into these last couple of stories. So that was that Starbucks melody. Okay, so let's get into this. So we have an update on a couple of lawsuits. So the first lawsuit, Ernesto. I haven't talked about Ernesto in a long time because it really wasn't a lot going on with his case. And I was sick of them calls. No disrespect to the people who were still enjoying the calls, but for me, it was like, okay, moving on. But y'all know that Ernesto, Shirley Strawberry's ex-husband, has been sitting in jail for about 3 years today. Okay, for about 3 years today. And Sonia, his concubine, his side piece, his, chick on the side. Sure, you got a chick. I know you got a chick on the side. She has been his ride or die. I think I am Steph Boogie, but like I said, I hardly ever go to Facebook anymore. But I know I am in a Black woman who love football Facebook group, but I don't know if I'm in that. Facebook got 5,000 groups, but I know I'm in one. I just can't say for certain I'm in the one you're speaking of. But baby, for as much as I go to Facebook, it don't even matter. I'm never on Facebook. And usually when I go to Facebook, I'm very quickly reminded why I'm never on Facebook. Anyway. No, baby, Shirley gone. Shirley got her divorce and she has moved on. We ain't heard from Shirley. She ain't spoke on it. She ain't talked about it since that last time she did that one live over on the Steve Harvey show where she apologized to Steve Harvey for what she said on that call. We ain't heard her speak on that man ever again, child. Moving right along. So Sonia has been down on these phone calls bragging about how she's helping Nesto's cases. She's got all these documents, all these paperwork, and how she's been sending stuff to him marked legal so that the prison guards won't go through it. But it's really, other stuff. It's really other stuff. Baby, she done got subpoenaed. The DA done said, give me that. All this paperwork that you claim you have that's going to clear his name, all this evidence that you claim that you have, give it here. Give me that. Give me that. So Sonia, instead of just, shutting what we like to call, the hell up and sending the information she's supposed to send because she done got herself caught up. Listen, if we can hear the phone calls, Sonia, the DA can hear the phone calls. So the DA heard you bragging about, all the things that you had and all the evidence that you had. So now you go down to another YouTuber. I'm not going to say her name, but you go down to another YouTuber bragging about how you're going to file this paperwork and how you ain't turning over nothing and your rights and you're going to do this and you're going to do that. So, baby, now the DA, they done filed an amended request. I don't know if that's the legal term. Pam will get me straight if I ain't say it right. But, baby, basically, they done amended it and they done got more specific and said, okay, wait a minute. Maybe you didn't hear us right the first time, so let's be more specific. We want everything. And then they gave a very long, very specific list of all the documentation and paperwork that they want from this woman. Sometimes it's okay to just shut up. Maybe it's okay to shut up. So now she done got subpoenaed. And the DA even gave her, said, listen, if you need an extension to get all that paperwork together, it's okay. Go. We're going to give you an extension. Because we know you got to go down to the Kinko's. That let you know how old I am, baby. I said the Kinko's. We know you got to go down to the Kinko's and stand there and print all that stuff out and make us some copies. We know that's what you got to do. So we're going to give you time to find all of this documentation that we're asking for. We're going to give you time. Okay? We're going to give you the time to file all of this documentation that we're asking for. No, Kinko's don't exist. No, the Kinko's don't exist. That let you know how old I am. I remember going down to the Kinko's. Baby, when I first started teaching, the Kinko's was my friend. I used to, baby, because the copy, anybody that's a teacher tell you the copy machine is either always broke or never have any paper in it. And I would go down to the Kinko's with and use the colored paper and all that stuff, child. I lived at the Kinko's. I don't know how the Kinko's went out of business, but it's like FedEx, Staples now. Now you can go to the Staples and do all that stuff. Was Kinko's high? I never paid attention. I just know I needed it. Sonya can keep playing with the government all you want, but F around and find out Ernest can put money on your book. So gone now and speak to Jesus. Not gonna speak to Jesus. Yeah, it's like FedEx office now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the update on the Ernesto of it all. Yeah, Office. Well, you know, Staples. I go to Staples. I don't really hardly go to Office Depot. I don't even think I know where Office Depot is. Kinko's is now FedEx, 10 cents a copy. Not you know the price, say James. What's up, say James, boo? Not you know the price. Say James, are you okay out there? Your family, friends? I've been dropping resources here, but if you have some resources, some GoFundMe's or things like that of family or friends out there in California, feel free to drop it in my inbox and I'll post it when I go live, okay? And we're definitely keeping y'all in our prayers out there. I know you don't live directly in LA, but I know you have a lot of friends. I know you have a lot of people. You know people that know people. So if you have any resources, GoFundMe's or things like that where people can donate if they want to and stuff like that, just drop it in the chat. Drop it in my inbox. I mean, you can drop it in the chat too, but definitely drop it in my inbox. You posted some of your community wall. Okay. Y'all go over to the St. James community wall and check it out. He's on the West Coast, so he would have some boots on the ground type organizations and places that you guys can get send donations and money and things like that. So y'all go check out his community wall, and I'll get some of that stuff off your community wall, and I'll drop it the next time I go live. St. James. All right, so there's that update. Okay, the next update is this Drake situation. I'm not gonna pull this lawsuit. I just don't have the energy for it today. I don't have the time actually. But let's talk about this Drake situation. I'm just gonna pull up a article on the Drake thing, okay? I used to be at the Howard Theater back in my go-go days. Have fun with TS. Baby, listen. You know how the Howard Theater... Ooh, if them walls could talk, honey, the Howard Theater go back to the Harlem Renaissance, baby. If them walls could talk, baby. Let's just read through. I'm just gonna read an article because, baby, I don't have time to be dealing with Drake. I don't have time. I don't have time for him. So Drake dropped his lawsuit only to refile a federal lawsuit today. Okay, everybody thought yesterday when he dropped it, he dropped the lawsuit. Maybe he came to his, maybe he and what they said was that Drake actually met with the Universal Music Group and they had a sit-down conversation. So I guess the conversation didn't go well. I'm assuming it didn't go well. But let's read through this article. It says Drake is moving forward with his legal battle against his own record label and filed a federal lawsuit against Universal Music Group for defamation, alleging that it spread a false and malicious narrative when it promoted Kendrick Lamar's diss track, Not Like Us. I'm just going to stop there. I really think I need to stop there. I don't know if I can go any further. Actually, let me finish reading the article. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish, and then I'm gonna say what I have to say. The Canadian rapper, whose real name is Aubrey Drake Graham, filed an 81-page lawsuit. That's why we're not reading it. I'm not reading 81 pages of this. The 81-page lawsuit Wednesday in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. There he goes, Southern District of New York. Here we go. Universal Music Group did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Both Drake and Lamar are signed to UMG, but under different divisions. Drake under Republic Records and Lamar under Interscope. The lawsuit reiterates some of the claims Drake made in a petition filed in November against UMG when he accused the music corporation of conspiring to artificially inflate Lamar's Not Like Us on Spotify by using pay-to-play schemes, bots, and other tactics. The same shit they use for you. Oh, nobody want to talk about that? Okay. UMG's campaign went well beyond the traditional music company's playbook. Indeed, UMG has unleashed every weapon in its arsenal, including on information and belief, certain practices. Pam told us what that means. On information and belief mean they really don't know. Including certain practices that are unlawful. It alleges that UMG offered financial incentives to third parties to stream the song and promote it without disclosing the payments to the public. The label also removed copyright restrictions, which allowed content creators to play the song in their videos, according to the lawsuit. Why is that a problem? Why are you mad that he lifted the copyright so that people like us can play the song without getting a strike on our channel or without losing revenue? Why are you mad that he's allowing people whose whole YouTube channels are devoted to reviewing music to be able to play the music without getting... But you mad because you didn't do it first. It further alleges that UMG used bots to play the song and boost its popularity. Okay. The suit says the false allegations in the song and UMG's decision to promote it led to real-world consequences for Drake. Like what? You got your feelings hurt? What consequences have you suffered, Drake? You got your feelings hurt? On May 7th, an armed group of assailants drove to Drake's Toronto home and at least one gunman allegedly opened fire, wounding a security guard, according to the suit. So Lamar did that? That was Lamar's fault? Okay. The next day, a different intruder allegedly used his bare hands to dig a hole under the home security fence. Guards at the property caught the trespasser, the suit says. Another break-in attempt happened at the home on May 9th, according to the lawsuit. Sir, people tried to break into your house before this song dropped. We know it because it was in the news. People tried to break into your house before this song dropped. Moving right along. In the 2 decades leading up to May of 2024, Drake was constantly in the public eye, and nothing remotely like this events had ever happened to him or his family. But these events were not coincidental. They immediately followed and were proximately caused by UMG's actions leading up to and on May 4th of 2024. Drake tried to resolve things with UMG privately, but the company refused to do anything to help. He said he would face humiliation if he sought legal action. The suit says that UMG promoted the song because the label knew that more it was streamed and played, the more money UMG and its executives would make. The company also knew that Drake's contract was nearing the end and extending it would be costly, the suit says. By devaluing Drake's music and brand, UMG would gain leverage to force Drake to sign a new deal on terms more favorable to UMG. According to the lawsuit, Drake now fears for the safety of himself and his family and had to pull his son out of elementary school due to safety concerns. The rapper has also suffered financial harm, the suit says. Drake makes it clear in the lawsuit that he is not going after Lamar. His legal team and wildfire said the rapper's suit is intended to hold UMG accountable for knowingly promoting false and defamatory allegations against him. Beginning on May 4th of 2024 and every day since, UMG has used its massive resources as the world's most powerful music company to elevate a dangerous and inflammatory message that was designed to assassinate Drake's character and led to actual violence at Drake's doorstep. His attorney said in a statement, UMG wants the public to believe that this is a fight between artists, but this lawsuit is not brought against Kendrick. This lawsuit reveals the human and business consequences to UMG's elevation of profits over the safety and well-being of his artists and shines a light on the manipulation of artists and the public for corporate gain. Now, I will say this. I do think that that's an interesting theory that he has come up with. I ain't saying that the theory is true. I'm saying it's an interesting theory that he's come up with to say, hey, my contract was coming up. They knew it was going to cost them a lot of money to renew my contract because I was a hot commodity. So they figured if they devalue my music catalog, then they can get me for cheap. So they boosted up Kendrick Lamar's diss track in order to devalue me. That's actually an interesting theory. I'm going to be honest. That is a very interesting theory. And I don't have enough information to say that that absolutely positively did not happen. But here's what I will say. Record companies are sort of like casinos. They're sort of like casinos. And you know what they say about casinos? The house always wins. Record companies have the upper hand. Now, I know I'm getting ready to sound like the old lady in the room. But back in my day, when rappers dropped a diss record, guess what happened? You just had to eat that shit. Now, I understand that society is a little different with social media being what it is and people, you know, all of that. I get that. You said, but didn't Prince beat his record company? No, Prince didn't beat his record company. Prince got out of his record deal with his record company, which is what he wanted. He didn't beat his record company. You know how much money Warner Brothers made off of Prince before Prince left them? He didn't beat them. He was able to get out of his contract, and I believe he was able to get his catalog. But trust and believe, Warner Brothers made a mint off of Prince before he left. And it cost Prince a lot of money to get out of that contract with the lawsuit he filed. No. He didn't win. He did get what he wanted. But and for him, that was a win, I'm sure. But when I'm talking about dollars and cents. I remember Ether. I remember No Vaseline. I remember Kumo D and LL Cool J. I remember Lord, I can see his name. The Boogie, the South Bronx. Lord, I can't think of it now. Like, I remember all of these diss records that were absolutely brutal. No Vaseline to me is still my favorite. I know a lot of people Ether is their favorite, but baby, my favorite is still No Vaseline. And some of the stuff that Ice Cube says about Karis One, thank you, Complex. I couldn't get it out. Karis One. Some of the stuff that Ice Cube says in No Vaseline about NWA, and let me tell you something. NWA had no response. Like, NWA came out with 100 Miles and Running. Ice Cube came out with No Vaseline, and that was the rap. That was it. NWA was like, we're done. We quit. We quit. And I honestly just feel like you're mad because you lost. You're mad because you lost. Like Tupac made a whole song to Biggie about sleeping with his wife. The first line of the song says, first of all, fuck your wife and the clique you claim. Sir. Ice Cube made a whole song about NWA getting, rear-ended by their manager with no Vaseline. He talked about all of it. And you know what all of these people had to do? They had to just either come out with a better song or deal with it. Baby, come out with a better song or deal with it. And here's the thing. You tried, Drake. Remember Drake tried to respond to They Not Like Us? Remember he tried to respond to it? Let me say this, and we're gonna move on to the TD Jakes of it all. Let me say this about this. I think, now don't get me wrong, I love They Not Like Us. I absolutely love it. I think it's fire. I listen to it all. I still listen to it all the time, actually. But let me say this about that. Oh, yes, Chuck. Put on No Vaseline and just listen to the words. Baby, Ice Cube. And y'all know I had to divorce Ice Cube, but I got to listen. I still got to call a thing a thing. Baby, he tore that thing down. Let me say this. As much as Kendrick Lamar's They Not Like Us is a fire-ass song, I think part of the popularity of the song is also a backlash on Drake, because Drake, the very thing that you are accusing your record company of doing in favor of Kendrick Lamar is the same thing your record company did in favor of you for years. And your record company jammed you down our throats for years. And your music was not that great. Can we just call a thing right now? Drake, you are not a great rapper. You are not a above par rapper. Let's just call a thing, right? Your music is, you have some songs I like, absolutely, but your music is not that great. So the same thing that you're accused, that's probably why you know what they're doing, because they did it for you. I think that people were ready to people were ready for somebody to sort of dethrone you. Right? It's kind of like, and y'all don't remember this. A lot of y'all don't remember this, but it's kind of like when MC Hammer took over hip hop. And the minute people started kind of coming for MC Hammer, it was like an avalanche, because people were sort of just over it. Like they were jamming MC Hammer down our throat because he was acceptable rap, right? They were jamming him down our throat. And so the reality is, I think that a lot of it was a response to you, not just the fact that people like Kendrick Lamar. It was a response to you. People are tired of you. You know what? And that's the final word. Yogi gets the final word. Mediocre sounds great until greatness steps in the sound booth. And that's it. Drop mic. Drop mic. Drop mic. There you go. Now let's get into this TD Jakes of it all so I can get on out of here, honey. And remember, I'll probably go live on. I know that's what Cruz been waiting on. Is TD Jakes tea. That's what you've been waiting on, Cruz. I'll probably go live on Instagram. I'll probably, so y'all be over there on Instagram and see what I'll be talking about over there from the show. Okay. So something happened with the TD Jakes lawsuit today, right? Two things happened. So the first thing that happened was we know that Tyrone Blackburn, the attorney for Youngblood, for Dwayne Youngblood, baby, I'm not going through the whole TD Jakes lawsuit. If you don't know what's going on with the TD Jakes lawsuit, you're going to have to go back to an old video and get the breakdown because I got to be out of here in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and I just don't have time to give y'all the whole story. So if you're a little lost, just hold on tight, and then you can go back and look at one of the older videos. But Dwayne Youngblood is being sued by TD Jakes for some things he said on Larry Reed Live's platform. Okay, that's what I got. Now, he alleged that some things. Okay, so Tyrone Blackburn wants to be his attorney and represent him in this case, but because he does not practice he doesn't have a bar, past the bar or bar number, whatever the right term is, in the state of Pennsylvania, he had to do what's called ad hoc vice. Am I saying it right? Ad hoc vice. I think I feel like I'm not saying that right, but basically give permission to come in to the state of Pennsylvania and represent Tyrone Youngblood. He has to get an attorney to sponsor him, so forth and so on. So he filed the paperwork, but he filed the paperwork incorrectly. He did not follow the proper procedure as it states in the state of Pennsylvania. So the judge denied his request without prejudice. And according to Pam, the law intellect, she suspects that he's going to probably fix what he did wrong and refile it the proper way. And then the judge will make a decision, make another decision. But because the judge did say without prejudice, we know that he can still come back and reapply. But Pam said he probably just didn't, follow whatever the proper procedure was for the state of Pennsylvania. And now he has to go back and do it the correct way. A lot of these things change from state to state to state to state. So you have to be very careful and make sure that you're following the state rules for wherever it is that you're trying to go into. So that was the first thing that happened. That wasn't really that big of a deal. Right. Now, but on the other side of the fence, remember that TD Jakes' attorneys were they filed for an expedited, Blackburn just can't never get it right, child. But they filed for an expedited discovery. And remember, they were trying to basically backdoor their way in to Larry Reed and Larry Reed Live's records because they were saying that Larry Reed was part of the conspiracy to come after TD Jakes. And as a result of them being part of the conspiracy, they wanted to get a warrant to be able to subpoena Larry Reed Live's emails and records and things of that nature to be able to prove the conspiracy. So basically what they're saying is, we believe that there was a conspiracy, but in order for us to prove that there was a conspiracy, you have to allow us to subpoena certain records from Larry Reed and Larry Reed Live in order to prove that the conspiracy existed for us to show that there was a conspiracy. And so they filed for something that's called an expedited discovery, where they want to get into Larry Reed stuff. They said, well, Larry knew all about, this demand letter, and that not only did he know about the demand letter, but he was in on it, and that they had agreed to split the money up. If TD Jakes had paid Blackburn, then Larry was going to get a cut of it, and that this was all a conspiracy, and that, Larry did it. Larry did it. The judge made a decision on that, and the judge said, no, sir. The judge said there is absolutely positively nothing here to show, to prove, to support any of that. There is nothing here to show that there was a conspiracy with Larry Reed and Mr. Youngblood as it relates to this situation. They said no, sir. No, sir. So And not only did the judge say, no, sir, the judge said, not only am I saying no, sir, to this expedited discovery situation, I'm also kind of, what's up, Des? Hey, boo. I'm also kind of side-eyeing this whole lawsuit, because if you are basing this lawsuit off of the idea that this was a grand conspiracy and you needed me to give you information in order to prove the conspiracy, and remember what Tyrone Blackburn said over in his response. Let's go to his response. For those who weren't here, let's go back to his response. Tyrone Blackburn said in his response, not only did I not just make this story up with Larry Reed 6 months ago, I've been telling this story for 20 years. And not only have I been telling this story for 20 years, I have filed complaints, formal complaints with the church. I have even had a sit-down mediation with T.D. Jakes where he apologized to me. And not only that, I have 7 other people who are willing to give affidavits, sworn affidavits, to back up the fact that this is a story that I have repeated for the last 20 years. This is not a conspiracy that I cooked up with Larry Reed 6 months ago. So the judges, so remember, Mr. Youngblood filed a lawsuit. He didn't countersue, but he filed anti-slap. And remember, anti-slap basically is I'm oversimplifying, y'all, but anti-slap is basically a law. It's a new law in Pennsylvania, but it exists in New Jersey, New York, California, and some other states to try to cut down on people filing frivolous lawsuits. And if the judge makes a decision that it is a frivolous lawsuit, then that person is entitled to legal fees. So Youngblood has filed that anti-slap, saying this is frivolous because your whole premise is bull hockey, and I can prove it because, like I said, now again, that doesn't mean that just because I've been telling this story for 20 years, that doesn't make it true. But what it does mean is I didn't just start telling this story 6 months ago when I got on Larry Reed. Now, you might be mad because Larry Reed has a bigger audience than where I've said it in the past, but I've said it other places. Child, he said he wrote a book. Now, I don't know who has the copy of that book. I'm still waiting for somebody to send me a copy of the book. Please, thank you. But he said he published the whole book telling his story years ago. Now, we tried to find that book. They say it's out of print, but that don't matter. If that book was published years ago, it don't matter. Nobody bought it. And you know what else? You know what else was said? They left the door open for Youngblood to make a counter lawsuit against T.D. Jakes. Now, let me say something to y'all. Y'all don't have to like T.D. Jakes. Y'all don't have to like Larry Reed. Y'all ain't got to like Youngblood. But let me say this. When this lawsuit was filed, Larry Reed said, this wasn't a good idea. This wasn't a good idea. He said, I don't know who told Jakes to do this, but this was not a good idea. And a lot of people probably thought Larry was being Larry. Y'all know how Larry liked to do. But the more and more this thing drag on, the more and more I got to agree with Larry Reed. This wasn't a good idea. Bishop Jakes, Mr. Jakes, Dr. Jakes, whatever people want to call you. Sir, this wasn't a good idea. And let me tell you why it wasn't a good idea. And I told y'all this the other day. I'm going to keep saying this. Yes, Larry Reed has a wide audience. And yes, a lot more people probably heard it this time than they had heard it in the past. But you know what would have happened? What would have happened was Larry Reed would have done his live. People would have done their commentary. Me, other people would have done their commentary. And baby, it'd have been gone in a week. It'd have been gone in a week, y'all. It'd have been gone in a week. But now, what you've done is you have filed this lawsuit. So every single time a new document is filed in this lawsuit, what's happening right now is what's going to keep happening. Because I did commentary today. Pam did commentary today. Thais did commentary today. St. James is going to probably do commentary. Don is going to probably do some commentary. Cruiser might do some commentary. And probably any other number of YouTubers that I don't even know are going to talk about this. So every time something new happens in this lawsuit, now we're going to talk about it all over again. Sir, you probably could have just let this storm roll by. And you know what we would be talking about right now? We'd probably still be talking about Drake. Don said, as soon as I get off. No, that's right, boo. Hold on. Somebody said to repeat. Hold on. Somebody said repeat it. Hold on. Okay. Brown Mama said, for the people in the back, we would like a copy of the book, please, and thank you. Xavier said, can we ask Youngblood? You know what? He might email it. You know what? What's that man email address? Who know how to find Youngblood? Is he on the Instagram? Is he on the gram? Because he probably got a copy. Y'all know he got a whole box of copies in his basement. Y'all know he got a box of copies. I mean, a box of them books in his basement. Yeah, we talked about Melody already, correct? Xavier, send me his Instagram page. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him for a copy of that book. I'm going to tell him I'm a YouTuber. And I want to read the book. We might have to have a book club meeting about the book. Yeah, Xavier, baby, send it to me, boo. Yes, you're bringing too much tension. You're bringing too much tension. Ask Larry. I ain't asking Larry for that. I ain't asking Larry for that book. You have an Instagram? Okay, send it to me, please. I'm going to send him an email. I'm going to say, hey, we want to read the book. We're interested. We want to read the book. Not tell him you're Connie Chung. He should remarket the book. He absolutely should. Now, he need to ask his attorney first. Ask his attorney first. Hold on. Why you drop it here, Xavier? Why you ain't just put it in my Instagram? Hold on. Now I got to write it down. Hold on. Youngblood email. What is it? YDRDREY. YDRDREY. Okay, you sent it to me. Okay, never mind. You sent it to me. You're right, because listen, inquiring minds want to know. AOL. I didn't even know AOL still had email. Actually, I'm telling a lie. My mama got AOL email, and I told her I didn't know AOL still had email. And my friend, you know what? My friend Richie still got AOL too. So let me stop telling lies. I do know people with AOL, child. Not take it down to the Kinko's and make copies. Not take it down to the Kinko's and make copies. But you're right, Cruiser. He really should. He should put it on his Instagram. And he should, because you know he did it himself. You know he self-published that book and he bought like 20 copies. His mama probably got a copy. His auntie, his godmama, the people, the lady down to the church probably bought that copy. The book is on Amazon, Freedom from Homosexuality. But is it available on Amazon? Because I thought it was out of print. Because we found it on Amazon before. Because he got like 4 books. I need the book that he talked about, TD Jakes. I don't mean no harm, no disrespect, Mr. Youngblood, but I don't want to read all your books. I just want the book where you tell the story about Thomas Dexter. That's the only book I want. I do not want your whole series. I do not want the whole 4-part series of your story. I just want the one where you are talking about Thomas Dexter. That's all I want to know. That's all we want to know. You know what? Angela, you wrong. Let me find out Angela done dropped out the clouds to be shady as hell. Right, we just want to know the chapter. We're going to buy the book. We'll support you and buy the book. But we really only want to know the chapter. We really only want to know the chapter. That's all. We just want to know where you talked about Thomas Dexter. That's all we want to know. But I'll buy it to support you. I will buy the book. Now, I will support you. I'll buy, as long as it ain't nothing crazy. Now, don't come up with nothing crazy because I know it ain't bigger than a pamphlet. I know it's not bigger than a pamphlet, so don't play with me now. But I will buy the book, Mr. Youngblood. And we'll read it. We'll read it over here. We'll have a book club meeting and read it. So we're going to email him, y'all. And we're going to ask him for a copy of the book. Not she'll buy it, read it, make a video about it, then return it. Listen. I wish I had bought 2 copies of Kim Porter's pamphlet because I would have kept one and sold one. They were selling on Instagram for hundreds of dollars. Thank you, Ashley Stockwell, for donating. Thank you, Stacy Renee. Thank you, Montrez. Thank you, Tarshell. Oh, thank you, Tarshell, for the $50. Mwah. Thank you, everybody. But, you know, she dropped the 50. I had to add a little something to that. Abby sent me the screenshots. Thank you, Abby, for letting me know. So we met our daily goal. Remember, we're trying to raise $1,500 by the within 30 days. What's today? The 15th. So we started it on like the 10th. So by February the 10th. So we are on pace. We are on pace to raise the $1,500, and it's going to the American Red Cross. So I appreciate it. The way I look up and scream. Listen. Y'all know how these people be self-publishing their memoirs. Let me stop. I'm being messy. Now I'm just being messy. But yeah, honey. So that is the latest update on the TD Jakes of it all. It was a lot going on. That's why I went live, because y'all know I told you I wasn't even gonna go live. But I thought I was going to the hairdresser after work, and I didn't think I was gonna have time. But when I couldn't go to my hairdresser, didn't call me while I was live too. She didn't call me. But since I didn't have time. Since I didn't go to the hairdresser, I had time. And me and El Teddy just switched up. So we about to head over to El Teddy's house in about 2-3 more minutes. He going live at 5:15. So about 2-3 more minutes, we going to head on over there. And then I'm going to put my shoes on, and I'm going to get my butt up out of here. I'm going to put my shoes on, and I got to make sure I have my my purse. Get all my stuff in my purse. And then I'm going to head on out. I'm going to head over to my mama's house and pop my head in and say hi to the people. And then I'm going to head on over and get my Ubers. I'll probably pop my head in while I'm waiting for the Uber to get there. And then I'm going to head on over to the people's. Now, y'all know I don't go out too much on the school night, but I'm excited, though. I'm looking forward to it. I don't do too much on the school night, but I'm looking forward to it. Y'all know I love my TS. And Craig is going to be there. And there's some other people that I know are going to be there. So I'm looking forward to seeing my people. Don't forget your mace. Who am I macing, Cajun? Although I do need to get me a new thing of mace, though. Thank you, Amber. Something else I was gonna say before we get off of here. I think that was everything on the list, though. Yeah, that was everything on the list. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Y'all, we have a good time. You see, we do a lot of silly, a lot of laughing, a lot of cutting up. So join us over here. Go and hit that subscribe button. We're on our road to 30K. We're trying to get to 30K, honey. Right now, we're just trying to get to 20K, baby. If we could get to 20K, I'd be happy. But we set a goal for the year 30K. You just never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's gonna hit and what's gonna push you over the edge. He has another book called Emotional Maturity. That don't sound like the book. I think it's the book about homosexuality. I think it's the other book is the one we want. Thank you, Kelly. But I think it's the other one we want. I think we want the homosexuality book. The Deliver Me from the People, but that's the book I think we want. Yeah, he has like 4 books. And like I said, we want to know which one. We want to buy the right one. We don't want to be guessing. But he probably has one downstairs in the basement. Downstairs in the basement, he probably has one. Okay. So we want to email. I might email him from the place tonight from my phone. Might send him a nice little email and ask him if he has a copy of the book. We would love to read it. You know, but he does. I agree with you, Cruiser. He need to put that thing on down to the Amazon. Put it on his Instagram. Ask him, Xavier. Let me know what the man say. Listen, the worst thing he can say is no. He can't hurt my feelings. The worst thing he can say is no. I'm not sensitive like Drake. The worst thing he can do is say no. Okay, no. Okay. All right, y'all. We about to head over to El Teddy's house. The chat will move us right on over to El Teddy's. And I will talk to y'all later. Mwah. Peace.